Good evening. Welcome to Beyond Focus TV. I am your host, Farah Lewis, and tonight we'll be speaking with a representative from the Institute for Justice and Democracy in Haiti on an ongoing cholera initiative that they're working on. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're here with the representative from the Institute for Justice and Democracy in Haiti. Her name is Beatrice Lindstrom. Beatrice, welcome to Beyond Focus TV. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm great, thank you.
We're so happy to have you here today because the initiative that your institute is working on is something that is not advertised. No one knows about it. A few people in our community may understand what the cholera issue is, but we don't know that there is an actual ongoing case in regards to the cholera outbreak and how it was introduced. So talk to us more about that.
Sure. So cholera broke out in Haiti for the first time in history in October 2010. Mm-hmm. It was explosive. Within the first couple of weeks, 1,000 cases were recorded. Mm-hmm. And pretty early on, after cholera began to spread, there also began to emerge evidence that it was UN peacekeepers that were stationed in Mirabale in Haiti, mm-hmm. Near a tributary to the Artibonite River, which is Haiti's central river, mm-hmm. who had brought cholera from a cholera endemic country. Mm-hmm. And they were not tested or treated for cholera before their deployment, even though at the time, of course, this was 9 or 10 months after the earthquake, and everyone was saying that this was a time when Haiti was very vulnerable to waterborne disease and that we had to take extra care. Mm-hmm. So these soldiers were sent to Haiti, and they were stationed on this base in Mirabale that maintained horrific sanitation conditions and essentially leaked untreated human waste straight into the May tributary, which then leads into the Artibonite River, which tens of thousands of people rely on for water. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, cholera was able to spread extremely quickly. And right now, we continue to have a humanitarian crisis in Haiti where so far over 8,000 people have died and over 650,000 people have been sickened. And this represents almost 6% of Haiti's total population.
So the 650,000 are the actual cases of people with cholera.
Exactly.
Some of them are just infected with cholera but haven't died yet.
Yeah, so cholera is actually a very quick killer. So if you get it, you usually will either recover fairly quickly or unfortunately die from it. Mm-hmm. And it's a disease that kills so quickly because it completely dehydrates the body. Mm-hmm. And I think the tragedy of the situation is that cholera is also extremely easily treatable. Mm-hmm. It's treatable with clean water, and so as long as you get hydration quickly enough through clean water and oral rehydration, you can generally survive it. But in Haiti, because of the lack of access to clean water, it's been a very drastic killer, and many people have lost their lives as a result, sometimes in as quickly as 4 or 5 hours of getting the disease.
So why a case against the UN at this point?
So as soon as the evidence began emerging that the UN was at fault, we, and as well as I think many people in Haiti, thought that the UN was going to come forward. This is the United Nations. It's an organization that stands for human rights. And so we were very much waiting on the UN to accept responsibility, to take action quickly to contain the cholera epidemic, to put in the clean water and sanitation that is needed to stop cholera from killing in Haiti. But pretty much from the onset, the UN's stance has been to deny responsibility. There's now been about a dozen different scientific studies from some of the world's top leading epidemiologists on cholera that have studied the evidence and have studied the makeup of the strain in Haiti and have again and again concluded that cholera was in fact brought to Haiti as a result of UN peacekeepers that were stationed on this base. But even so, the UN continues to deny responsibility for the outbreak.
Why do you think they're doing that?
I think at first because they thought they could, even though people were making noise in Haiti, that noise wasn't necessarily being heard in the corridors of the UN here in New York. I think they continue to do so in part because there isn't the political will to invest the money that's necessary to do the right thing. But I think more and more, because of mobilizations in Haiti and solidarity movements around the world, it's becoming more difficult for the UN to continue to deny responsibility. And so our hope is that our motivation for bringing this lawsuit is to push the UN to do the right thing, to provide compensation to the victims, to issue a public apology, and to put in the water and sanitation infrastructure.
So you guys want all of those steps taken?
Those are the 3 steps we're asking for.
So what's the likelihood that you may get all 3 or one of the 3?
Yeah, so I think the water and sanitation infrastructure, there has been some progress there. That's very much welcomed. The Haitian government has launched an initiative to eliminate cholera. They estimate that it's going to take 10 years to do so, and that it's going to cost $2.2 billion. And so the UN has now showed their support for this plan and are fundraising to fund it. 2.2 billion sounds like a large number, and it is. But at the same time, to put it in perspective, the UN, after the earthquake, has spent about $750 million every year on UN peacekeepers. And this, of course, is in a country that hasn't had a war in our lifetimes, but that has a very real cholera epidemic that's killing people on a daily basis. And so if that money can be redirected into water and sanitation, which I think is something that most Haitians would get behind, especially given the controversies around MINUSTA's continued presence in Haiti, that could save thousands of lives each year. And so that's one of the things that we're pushing for, and that I think we're seeing progress. And with regards to the other things, I mean, it's been interesting being involved in this case for the last 2 years, because I think the cholera issue has gone from a point of very few people outside of Haiti knowing that the UN is responsible for this, to now there being widespread outcry, both within Haiti but also internationally, that's calling on the UN to change its course and to accept responsibility. Just last week, there was on Twitter a tweet by the former Undersecretary General for UN Peacekeeping, so the top official within the UN under the former Secretary General, who said that it's time for the UN to come clean on cholera. So I think that marks a pretty significant shift in the general view on the UN's position on this. And so we're hopeful that if we continue to mobilize, that over time the UN will have to do the right thing.
Which solidarity groups are backing up this case against the UN that you guys have?
So primarily we work with about 5,000 victims of cholera in Haiti. So these are people who are family members of people who have died or who are survivors of cholera themselves. And those victims groups have been mobilizing in Haiti for quite some time now, along with grassroots groups in Haiti that are pushing for this. And we're doing this work in collaboration with our sister organization in Haiti called the Bureau des Avocats Internationaux, or BAI. So they're leading the efforts on the ground and are working with media and things like that. Here in the U.S., we, the Institute for Justice and Democracy in Haiti, has been one of the organizations pushing the lawsuit, but we work in collaboration with a coalition of groups called the Haiti Advocacy Working Group with members of Congress, and other human rights groups.
You guys work with a lot of different people. That's really, really good. So we'll take a quick break and come right back, and we'll talk more about what the Institute does. I know you guys work on a larger level in other areas in regards to human rights. So we'll be right back.
In motion, facilitating change right now. But it's not a relief organization.
We are a service organization building self-sufficient communities by working with the community. Community to Community is a nonprofit organization partnering with the people of Petit Guave for the C2C Haiti Restoration and Transformation Pilot Project. Every year, Haiti has its hurricane season. For months, every day, there are torrential downpours. Because there is no sewage system, the torrential downpour brings the wastewater into the street. Fecal matter, sewage, and animal waste get mixed into the drinking water sources. People are forced to wash their hands in this water, cook in this contaminated water, and the result? Cholera outbreaks killing thousands of adults and children in a matter of hours.
C'est la vieille l'almene maladie pour nous. Une maladie que le choléra qui vient frapper nous, mais nous vient joindre vraiment c'est dans l'eau que nous joignons qui fait un pile ravage dans zone là. L'eau là ti nous boit de l'eau qui contaminée yo a, li ba yo diarrhée et li ba yo vomissement. Yo vomi pa haut pa bas. Ba mauvais yo même mourir même dans ba ça.
Unfortunately, cholera outbreaks are exacerbated in Haiti's earthquake-ravaged communities, even as recent as June 2011. So what did C2C do? We purchased 25,000 water purification tablets and empowered the team on the ground to teach the community in Petit Guave how to purify their water and how to prevent future cholera outbreaks. And with this intervention, in just one day, a potential cholera outbreak was prevented. This organization, then we would stop there. But we're not. At C2C, our first priority is to work with the community by building a new water distribution system. You might wonder, why work with the water first? Simple. We asked.
Actuellement, nous-mêmes dans zone Piton, nous joignons un moment qui est réellement impossible parce que te font bon temps pas de gagner la pluie. Ou regarder dans zone en haut, ça gagne en zone ça le platon Piton, gagne un paquet de monde, un paquet de population monde qui habite là-dedans, mais zone n'a pas de l'eau même, c'est descendre venir dans source là pour prendre un beaucoup de l'eau, yo marcher 45 à 50 minutes avec un beaucoup de sous tête pour retourner la caille. Si CDC des conseils avec API d'État venir.
Welcome back. We're here with Beatrice Lindstrom from the Institute for Justice and Democracy in Haiti, and we've been having a great discussion in regards to cholera, how the outbreak started, how many people are infected, you know, the latest news on what's going on. So tell us more about the process right now with this lawsuit.
Sure. So in November of 2011, after over a year of the UN denying responsibility for cholera, we filed a case directly with the UN asking for a just response in the form of compensation for victims, water and sanitation infrastructure to stop cholera, and a public apology. We filed it directly with the UN because the UN has immunity from suit in Haitian courts. So they've signed an agreement with the Haitian government that says that when there's wrongdoing on the part of the UN, they can't be pulled into Haitian courts.
Okay.
But in exchange for that immunity, they're supposed to provide what's called a standing claims commission, which is an independent body that will hear claims and provide compensation when there's been injury or illness or death caused by MINUSTA or by the UN in Haiti. What we found out was that the UN has never established this commission in Haiti or anywhere else in the world.
Wow.
even though this is a standard clause that exists in all the agreements that the UN signs with host governments when it goes into a country. So what we found was this enormous accountability vacuum, that there was no way for victims to seek justice when they've been wronged by the UN. So because they had made this promise that was unfulfilled, we decided to file our claims directly with the UN to ask them to establish this commission, and also, in the alternative, to provide these remedies directly to the victims. The UN told us they would get a response to us in due course. That turned out to be over a year.
So nothing yet.
So we actually, so just a couple of months ago, back in the spring, the UN did finally respond. And what they said was that the claims were not receivable.
What did that mean?
Exactly. I mean, it's difficult to explain because there is no legally valid excuse for why the UN doesn't owe Haitians an obligation. But because there is no, because the UN doesn't have to worry about being pulled into court in Haiti, our understanding is that I think they felt that they could pretty much just say, well, we don't want to deal with this, and that they would get away with it. When this response came out, there was widespread outrage in the media, all over the United States and the world, and in Haiti, of course. And so I think more and more there's momentum building behind this cause. So what we're doing now is we're preparing to file a lawsuit here in New York, actually, where we'll be working both with Haitians in Haiti, but also with the Haitian American diaspora in New York and around the United States to try to push for justice through an American court. And so we would still be asking for the same things, but we're hoping that the American justice system will open itself up to these claims.
So why in New York specifically?
Mostly because the UN is based here, but also because cholera, although of course it's the effects are most strongly felt in Haiti, it is also impacting the diaspora here in the U.S. People have family members who may have gotten sick or who have died in Haiti, and those people deserve to be able to get justice. So that's why we're going to be filing here. But that's also along with efforts that are happening in Haiti, and there will be a lawsuit in Haiti as well.
So what organized groups are you working with here, the Haitian diaspora here in New York?
Sure. So we've been trying to spread the word through media and through radio. We've been working with different churches, and we've also had the support of Diaspora Community Services, of Community to Community, and various groups that I think have led the effort on pushing for the need for clean water in Haiti.
Okay. So obviously the broader spectrum, you guys are working on this cholera lawsuit against the UN, but what else does your institute work on?
So we were founded in 2004 after the coup of then President Aristide, in part because we felt that it was important to also examine how U.S. policies and policies of the international community are impacting human rights in Haiti. So we work in very close collaboration with the Bureau des Avocats Internationaux in Haiti, which is Haiti's leading public interest law firm. And most of our work is to support that. So we help bring the cases that they're working on to the international stage.
So you guys are their sister organization?
Exactly.
Okay.
So the BAI, the cholera case is actually just one of many things that they're working on right now. They're active in the prosecution against Jean-Claude Baby Doc Duvalier, and we represent 8 victims in that process.
That's an ongoing case that's
that is
happening right
ongoing.
now? That's really good. Okay.
That is ongoing right now. It's on appeal right now in Haiti.
Okay.
A large part of our docket is also working with women and girls who are victims of sexual violence. And so we take their cases to court in Haiti and not just seek justice for the individual victims, but also try to change the system so that it's more responsive to sexual violence, and so that there's no longer impunity. And we work with unjustly imprisoned people who have been thrown in jail for no reason and who have not yet had a trial. About 70% of people who are held in jail in Haiti have not been found guilty of a crime. So we work to get them out of prison as quickly as possible, but also to ensure that the system is more responsive.
So you guys have a large human rights initiative going on as well in Haiti.
Exactly. So the BAI is, I think, one of few organizations that works with the poor majority who can't afford legal representation. And they are all of the cases that they work on have two sides to them. One is individual justice, but the other is also trying to ensure that rule of law is built up, that there are independent courts that can defend the rights of people.
Okay. So we're going to find out more about how we can help your institute and how we can be more active in the cholera lawsuit that you guys have going on. So we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. So I have a quick question. Let's say someone is watching this show right now and they have a family or friend or a neighbor who is infected with cholera in the last 2 years. What can they do in order to add on to this ongoing lawsuit that you have with the UN right now? How can they be helped?
Sure. So right now we're looking to work with anyone in the United States and in Haiti who have been impacted by cholera, either because they've had cholera themselves and survived it, or because they have maybe children who went to Haiti and got sick while they were there, or have family members in Haiti who got sick or even died from cholera. And we're hoping that anyone who fits that description who's interested in getting involved in the case will contact IJDH or BAI in Haiti. We have an email address set up, which is cholera@ijdh.org, or cholera with a K at ijdh.org.
Okay.
We also have a phone number that people can call. It's 347-770-1008. 347-770-1008. And that's a confidential consultation just to talk to our colleagues and to figure out exactly how they can fit in with the case. But essentially anyone who's been injured by cholera should be able to file a claim with us as long as they have some level of medical proof. So if they went to a hospital or a cholera treatment center.
As long as they have the documentation.
Yeah, or can get it. So one of the things we're doing is working with hospitals in Haiti. So even if they don't have the medical documentation with us, we can generally, as long as they went to a medical center, exactly, we can work backwards and contact them again if we have the permission of that person to get that paperwork for them, and then they can join the lawsuit. And the hope is, I think that the bigger goal of the lawsuit is that it'll push the UN to invest in a water and sanitation system that really gives people access to these basic services that will protect them from cholera in the future. But of course, we're also asking for individual compensation for those families that have been injured. And so we're hoping to work with anyone who's been impacted by cholera in this effort, either directly in the lawsuit or as a bigger advocacy initiative to push the UN to do the right thing.
So let's say someone lives in Florida, Boston, Philadelphia. Could they add on to this?
Yes. So all they need to do is call this number. Again, it's 347-770-1008.
And we're going to add it on.
Great.
The bottom. Yeah.
And they will be able to speak with a lawyer who can tell them more details about what information we'll need from them, what getting involved will involve, and and then we'll go from there. So we invite anyone who's interested in joining this effort to contact us.
And what is your hope right now with the whole lawsuit and moving forward?
Our hope is that primarily that it'll push the UN and other international actors to be responsible for the harm that they've caused in Haiti, and to stop cholera from continuing to be a source of death in Haiti. That there'll be water and sanitation put in place so that people don't have to die from very preventable diseases like cholera. I think our bigger hope is also that this lawsuit can provide a point of organizing within the Haitian community, within the international community, so that we together can send a message that the UN can't just come into Haiti, introduce this disease that's now killed 8,000 people, and pretend like nothing happened. And I think it's really important that we speak up together against that.
Now, what can we do as the young Haitian people in the diaspora? What can we do to help with these efforts?
So there are a number of advocacy efforts that are ongoing. Of course, the U.S. government is a big funder of the United Nations. And so I think we have an opportunity living in the U.S. to push the U.S. government and the Haitian government to in turn put pressure on the UN to do the right thing. So we have a number of ongoing initiatives, a petition on the website avaz.org that can be found on our website. We are engaged in letter writing campaigns to Secretary Kerry, and we're working with local representatives in New York and around the US to get members of Congress to continue to remind the UN that they need to do more and they need to do better. And I think that that's working. So far we've had over 100 members of Congress that have written to the UN and have said, this isn't acceptable, you have to do more. And so I think continuing to push both our government here in the US and the Haitian government in Haiti is one way that the Haitian American diaspora can get involved in this.
And reaching out to your institute.
Exactly. So all that information is available on our website. We are always looking for collaborators within the Haitian American diaspora and would love to hear any ideas for particular ways to move this case forward. And so anyone who's interested can go to our website. It's ijdh.org, and there's more information available there, and we'd love to hear from anyone.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add that we should know?
Well, it's really been a pleasure to be here, and I'm grateful to you and to your audience as well. And we do hope that through these kinds of conversations that we can share the message about what we're doing, but also to find new partners. And so we hope that anyone who's interested in getting involved in the Cholera Initiative will get in touch with us.
And we hope that you've gained a lot of volunteers, interns, or people that just want to get involved and help with the initiative.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thank you so much, Beatrice, for being with us. It was great speaking to you. You were very informative. You gave us a lot of insight, and we hope to have you on again. So
I'd love to be back.
we can continue to have that conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in to Beyond Focus TV, and have a good evening.